Hi friends, how are you? Today we're gonna read the stories. What's the name of the storybook? This is 5 minutes collection. Whoa! But is it all about Paw Patrol? Yes! This is the Paw Patrol 5 minute story collection, alright? Are you excited to read this with me? Then let's get started. But before we go, let me introduce to the actors, right? This is Sky. Okay. This is Zuma, Rocky, Rubble, Chase, and Marshall. And of course, how can we forget? That's Ryder and the Paw Patrol. So let's have fun and let's read the story. So today's story that we're gonna basically read is gonna be about Marshall. You know, Marshall, right? He's a firefighter and he's gonna go to rescue. So are you excited? Then let's get started, all right? Okay, let me set this up. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Marshall to the rescue, illustrated by MJ Illustrations. Let's get into the story now. It was an exciting day at the lookout. A flock of geese was stopping overnight to rest. Rocky built a big nest for the birds to sleep in. Rubble used his shovel to fill the nest with bread for them to eat. Marshall was so excited, he accidentally tumbled into the nest. The geese are coming, he shouted. These geese flew in and landed, honking happily. Honk, honk. They started pecking at the pieces of the bread right away. One tired goose settled down in the nest to relax. She likes your nest, Rocky, Ryder said, patting the pup on the head. Rocky smiled, proud of his good work. Isn't that fun? Let's see what happens next. Whoa! But a baby goose wandered away from the rest of them. He waddled into a blue bucket and rolled down the hill. I'll get him, Marshall announced, racing after the bucket. But as he ran, his feet got tangled up. Marshall and the little goosling ended up bouncing down the hill. Whoa! It's like Jack and Jill went up the hill, right? Pretty much looks like the goosling and Marshall are tumbling down the bucket. That's interesting, but let's see what happens next. When they reached the bottom, they were both a little dizzy. Whoa, 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 whoa. The gosling's eyes rolled around. Are you okay, fuzzy little guy? Marshall asked. Chip, chip, the goose replied with a nod. Hey, Marshall exclaimed, Fuzzy's a great name for you. He nudged the gosling with his nose. Back to your family, Fuzzy. So Marshall named him Fuzzy, huh? How interesting is that, huh? Alright, let's go further. What happens next? Marshall took Fuzzy back up the hill to the lookout. Nice work, Marshall, Ryder said. Marshall introduced the little goose to the rest of the Paw Patrol. Fuzzy liked all the pups, but Marshall was definitely his favorite. Sky chuckled. Marshall, it looks like you have a new friend. Best goose friend forever. All the pups laughed. For the rest of the day, the two friends did everything together. The little goose followed Marshall everywhere he went. When Marshall washed his fire truck, Fuzzy polished the window with his tail feathers. And until Marshall accidentally washed the little goose with his hose. Oops, Marshall said. Sorry, Fuzzy. Let's see what happens next. That evening, Marshall walked back to the nest with Fuzzy on his head. Okay, Fuzzy, he said, bending so Fuzzy could hop off. Time to hit the hay or nest. Fuzzy jumped up and down on Marshall's head. Chip, chip. He didn't want his new friend to leave. I suppose I could sleep out here, Marshall said. But just this once, he curled up and soon they were both asleep. First thing the next morning, while Marshall was still asleep, Fuzzy wandered off looking for food. He was really hungry. When Marshall woke up, he looked around for his friend. No Fuzzy? He called his name, but the goose didn't answer. Marshall ran to Ryder. Fuzzy is gone, he said. We have to find him before his flock leaves. Now Ryder is worried. And then what happens when Ryder is worried or he get a task? Then Ryder called the Paw Patrol to the lookout. Paw Patrol to the lookout. And the Paw Patrol basically said, Ryder needs us, let's go. Then Ryder told the Paw Patrol, our goose friend have to fly south for the winter, he explained. But they're missing one little goose. If we don't find Fuzzy fast, they'll have to live without him. Chase and I need you to call Fuzzy with your megaphone. That's what Ryder said. And Chase said, Chase is on the case. Fuzzy would follow you anywhere. Marshall, I need your help to look for him too. Outside the lookout, Chase broadcast a goose honk through his megaphone, but Fuzzy didn't answer. Marshall sniffed the ground, searching for clues. He found one of Fuzzy's feathers. Ryder picked it up and Chase took a whiff. Woof, woof. Achoo! Chase sneezed. Sorry, I'm a little allergic to feathers. He took a few more sniffs, sneezed and announced he went this way. Alright, so the goose chase is now on. All the Paw Patrol seems to be going after him. Let's see if they are able to find him. So right now it's Chase, Ryder and Marshall who are basically going after the goose. Marshall, Chase and Ryder jumped into their vehicles and they went across the adventure bay. Their sirens blared as they followed. As they feathered the trail, this was now an emergency. Suddenly, Marshall heard chirping. Fuzzy was on the roof of the train station. He had a piece of bread in his beak and the two seagulls were trying to steal it. Fuzzy, fly down here, Marshall called. He can't, Ryder said. A plastic soda can ring is wrapped around his wing. Marshall, use your ladder to help get Fuzzy down. And then what happens? This is risky and scary, isn't it? For the little boy, for the little one, for the little goose. Marshall extended the ladder of his fire truck, which scared away the seagulls, so they flew away. He climbed up the ladder, but Fuzzy slipped on the edge of the roof and fell off. Use your helmet, Ryder cried. Marshall caught Fuzzy in his fire helmet. Sweet catch, Marshall, Ryder cheered. Now let's get this off you, Ryder said, carefully pulling the plastic ring from Fuzzy. He was free again. Hee-haw! The goosling flapped his wings, flew into the air and landed on Marshall's head, and Marshall laughed. The Paw Patrol raced back to the lookout. They had to get there before Fuzzy's flock flew away. Uh-oh. But it looks like the flock has already flown away. They are too late. Fuzzy would have to fly fast if he were to catch up to them. Fuzzy didn't want to go. He really liked to be with Marshall. But Marshall didn't want him to leave either. A little gosling belongs with his family, Ryder said. Marshall agreed and Ryder quickly came up with a plan to to get Fuzzy back to his flock. You know what they say? No task is too big, no pup is too small. And now Ryder called Sky. He said, "Let's take to the sky." Sky exclaimed as a helicopter rose into the air, lifting Marshall in a harness. Chip, chip! Fuzzy flapped his wings and followed Marshall through the sky. Soon they caught up with the flock of geese. "Goodbye, Fuzzy!" Marshall called to Fuzzy as he joined his flock. "Have a safe flight back, you silly goose." Back at the lookout, the pups played the jump rope. "You guys did an awesome job today," Ryder said. "What great pups we are." And Marshall missed Fuzzy, but he knew his little friend would visit whenever his family flew overhead. Until then, Marshall had his possum pup pals to keep him company. Hope you liked the story today, and I'll see you next time with another version of the story of the Paw Patrol. And the next story that we're gonna be reading through is gonna be the High Flying Sky. Okay, so I hope you guys like the story. So if you like the story, then hit the like button, share the link, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Okay, all right, then go Paw Patrol. Here we go. See you next time. Bye bye.